I wish my brothers from Benin is going to see this particular video. No be small thing, no. Remember, say last a month ago or 2 weeks ago, something is happening in the space of internet, too, especially for TikTok, where one of our sister, what they call Amaka, made a statement say he go buy the Yorubas and the Benin people. And waiting lead to this now because of the things where some group of people where gather they plan how they want to take by the Igbo children. Now this our sister provoke say that word. Oya come hear am. A Yoruba man don't come talk him own. He said that he's going to buy the Oba. If he buy the Oba, he go kwakre the wife of Oba. He go kwakre everything where you see for Oba house. So he said this thing on TikTok as well, and I have not seen this thing going viral because na Yoruba man na him talk am. You know, na so you go dey help person wey no hurt you, so tey e go make your enemy your best friend, and that enemy wey make your best friend go turn around come kpai you. Na wetin wan happen to Benin people as we dey talk right now. My people, I want you to watch the history. Why did the Gowon choose to invade the Biafra land? According to the history, they say that na Oba, na one of the Oba for inside Benin, na take Gowon say, this thing wey him go sign, na be say he don't give these people a head to come out fully for Nigeria, and na make Gowon come invade. You go listen to me, I never hear this one, but just they see this video now, say make I bring her come show una. Mona know as it they go. My people, it don't read. I want you to watch this video. Don't forget to sit there for Blabadi. Please watch this video I'm going to play right now before we come back and continue.
Where's Bunker?
I will invade the door and kidnap your king and have his wife raped and chase him to Calabar like the white people did.
Bunker, I'm ashamed of you. I'm ashamed of
Hold on,
you.
just hold on, hold on.
You guys hold on. Hold on first. Hold on. Bunker.
Guys, we don't continue this story.
You don't hear them? Na Yoruba man, they take Benin people this thing because say you don't make your enemy your best friend because say you want fight the Igbo people. They no fit do anything for this matter. The government never come outside to condemn Ambo or Benin officials where they work as inside the Nigeria government. They never come outside. Can't carry this man. They go court for anywhere way in the state. But however, let me play this video for you to watch before we come back and continue. Stay tuned and watch the video.
Odumegu Ojukwu, head of an independent state, not the young Emeka whom I had known in Yaba, Lagos in the early 50s. I outlined my mission. I was there to persuade him to call a halt to the firing from his side, while one more effort was made to resolve the conflict between the federal government and its now succeeded state. The sticky point, however, was that this would require placing a hold on the secession. That's showing Kada. He has told us his mission to Biafra. Was that not a good mission?
Thank you. Till tomorrow, it remains not only a good mission, but a patriot's move to save unnecessary wastages of lives and property in their millions. So may the souls of all those who died in the Nigeria Civil War continue to rest in peace. Now, before declaring Eastern region of Nigeria the Republic of Biafra, Lieutenant Colonel Chukwumeka Odumegwu Ojukwu had stood on the outcome of the Aburi meeting between him and the then military head of state of Nigeria, then Lieutenant Colonel Yakubu Gowon, that the regions will get more autonomy. Nigeria will be run on a federal system. On getting back to Nigeria, some federalists, particularly civil servants, permanent secretary at the federal level, studied the papers and told Yakubu Gowon to his face that you have come with a paper that has dissolved the Federal Republic of Nigeria because it allowed for autonomy for the regions.
Is that not true?
Everything about Nigeria in the past, very true and relevant as we speak today, Saturday, 1st of May 2021. The Federalists were led by the immediate past Oba of Benin,
Or by radio?
Ikwa Polopolo. He was then a federal permanent secretary. So he was among the team that studied the paper brought from Aburi, Ghana. And they told Gowon, sir, you've sold out Nigeria. It's just a moment of a strike of the pen. Bye-bye, Nigeria. So he asked, what should we do? They said, don't abide by this agreement. And that was the main cause of the war.
Ojukwu said on Aburi we stand.
That is it. Aburi is available now on the streets, social media, for those who are not born in 1966-67 to study. Because the agreement was, let us go back to the founding fathers' agreement that the regions will control certain aspects of their resources, talent, and vision. So we come to the federal level on basis of equality, which had been overturned by the May 21 decree of 1966 of Major General JTU Aguiyi Ironsi. Aguiyi Ironsi turned Nigeria from federation to group of provinces, whereby civil servants can be taken from Okigwe to Ikire or to Kaura Namuda on transfer. So the Hausas, the Northerners, look at themselves and said, what is our percentage at the federal level? What is the level of our education to compare to the South? And they said, this is bringing to light the forecast of Dr. Nnamdi Azikiwe. I quote Azikiwe now. It's only a matter of moment that Nigeria will be controlled by the Igbos.
No. The Aburi confusion led us to war.
Did you say confusion?
Yes.
Okay.
I said confusion.
Yes, you have it right.
Because if you ask some federalists, they will tell you that they did not back out of the agreement. That Ojukwu misinterpreted the agreement.
No.
Ojukwu was prepared for Aburi. Do you wonder why Gowon and others were not as prepared as Ojukwu for that meeting?
Excuse me, please. With due respect to the person of General Yakubu Gowon, today is a PhD holder in political science, obtained from Warwick University, United Kingdom. With all due respect to him, as at the time of the crisis, 1966, 67, 68, 69, until it was toppled, I'm sorry, Yakubu Gowon was, far below the academic level of Lieutenant Colonel Odumeko Ojukwu.
Ojukwu was an Oxford graduate.
Man, King's College, Lagos. Oxford University, MA.
He also went to Epsom College in London.
Oh, God. And he was a rugby player for his school, UK. So, I'm sorry, Ojukwu did not see Gowon as his mate.
They said he took all of them to the cleaners. They were just listening to him at the discussion in Aburi.
Ojukwu was prepared. Ojukwu had set up a cabinet and they had developed papers for presentation at Aburi. I'm sorry to say this. 80% of those who went to Aburi went on a jamboree. They thought it was that easy. Ojukwu, welcome. We are brothers. Let us forget our differences. No. He said, no, please. This is a serious matter. He was just opening his briefcase. Paper 1, paper 2, paper 3, and they were just looking at him.
So the unprepared Gowon could govern Nigeria for 9 years. An unprepared leader.
Excuse me. Okay. For the sake of history and the academia and grassroots people, my people, grassroots, listening to us, I will have to be empirical, as always. I will mention names, days, and places, because not many people were born 1966, 1967. Yakubu Gowon was an incidental head of state.
Why was he not Murtala Mohammed? He led the coup.
The Murtala Mohammed, again, with due respect to all these people I'm mentioning, that is why those of us who are living must be careful about history, posterity, because history does not spare anybody. Murtala Mohammed was a hothead with temper. So the northern people met after the January 15, 1966 coup, which, if we analyze it today, was one-sided. The losses were many in northern Nigeria, western Nigeria, 0 level, eastern region.
Does that make it an Igbo coup?
No. The man who came out as the leader of the coup, Major Chukwuma Kaduna Nzegu, was not Igbo.
He is from Okpanam. Okpanam is Igbo. Just that on the other side of the Niger.
Thank you. But today everybody is claiming autonomy. I sent you about 2 weeks ago my tribute to Eddie Okonta.
Yes.
When Eddie Okonta was alive, the king Obi of trumpet, many people thought, Obi Okonta, Eddie Okonta, Igbo now. No, Onisha Ugbo, the area you are referring to. Good. So Nzeogu himself was not the architect of the coup. The architect of the coup was that Nigerian who first won a medal.
Ifajuna.
Thank you. Of the former University College Ibadan.
Yeah.
Thank you. I interviewed I pray he's still alive. I interviewed the surviving major of the 5 majors who carried out the January 15, 1966 coup, Major Ade Moyega, for my program, Speak Out, on NTA Ibadan. Then it was NTV, sometime in 1981. And he wrote a book.
Why We Straw.
Thank you. So the facts are there. It is not an Igbo coup. But in the execution, officers who are allotted to carry out operations in the eastern region of Nigeria developed cold feet. So the Premier of Eastern Region, Dr. Michael Ianatu Opara, escaped because he was hosting Archbishop Macarius of Greece, who was in Nigeria for the Commonwealth Conference. One of the reasons that led to the assassination of Tafawa Balewa, they said Nigeria was burning, and you are calling a conference to resolve the issues in the former, what do they call it then? South Africa today, Rhodesia.
Zimbabwe.
South Africa, the original one where Ian Smith was their prime minister.
Yes, that is Zimbabwe.
Good.
Today's Zimbabwe.
Thank you. So, they carried out the coup, January 15, 1966. And when the final result came out, Prime Minister Northerner assassinated, Finance Minister Kotiebo, Midwest or Bende region, assassinated, Premier Ladoke Akintola, Yoruba, assassinated, Premier Madubelo, Northern region, assassinated, Kone Malamari, assassinated, Brigadier Ademulegun, assassinated, Kone Ko, assassinated, Northern and Western region. Let's be fair. But it was not the intention of Nzeogu to be partial.
The men that were kept in Lagos to take out Aguiyi Ironsi developed cold feet.
Aguiyi Ironsi was saved by the fact that he went to a party and he returned home late at night. They were there in his barracks.
So they wanted to get him too?
Oh, he was the head of the military. Otherwise, they wouldn't take control of the army.
Okay, let's assume Igbo officers, majorly Igbo officers, executed the coup.
Yes.
It took another Igbo officer in Kanu, Odumegwu Ojukwu, to stop the coup.
Thank you. Ojukwu had always been ambitious. Ojukwu, when he returned from the university, told his father that he wanted to join the army. And the father said, on his deathbed, we will go to the army. I want you to go to the civil service. With this master's degree, you will rise to the top. Ojukwu refused. But just to listen to his father, he took the civil service form and they posted him to Enugu. That was where he first met Lieutenant Colonel Adekunle Fajuyi, because he wanted to romanticize with the army, his ambition, his love. Eventually, Ojukwu had to go to the north to be recruited as a sergeant. He didn't present his certificates because he knew his inner intention would be to get to the army and take power one day.
He has always loved power.
Oh, he loved it.
He stopped in Zogu's coup in the north.
Yes, he did.
Agui Ironsi stopped the coup in Lagos.
Yes.
Both Igbo men.
Yeah. And they got Nzegu to come. Nzegu wanted to fly to Lagos and finish the job.
Yes.
Because he held a press conference January 16, 1966, with Hassan Kassina holding the microphone on his behalf.
A northern officer.
Northern officer is junior. And because he had broken his arm when he jumped down from the residence of Sir Ahmadu Bello. And his intention was to come to Lagos, finish the assignment that some people ran away from, and take power. And as he said, they wanted to rule for just 6 months and bring Awolowo out of prison in Calabar. He installed him as the prime minister, and the army will give him backing with muscle that what you have turned Western region to, now turn Nigeria to. And immediately Awolowo stabilizes. Nzegu wrote this down. He will now resign his commission in the Nigerian army and go to South Africa to go and fight apartheid. To show you that Nzegu was really...
He was a revolutionary.
He was. Really. He didn't want the headship of the military government that to come up. No.
Let's look at how Soyinka comes into the story. Why all this happened, he was building his literary skills.
Oh, yes.
It was already known.
Yes.
He wanted to intervene intellectually.
Yes.
They thought of a third force
Yes.
to make the difference.
Yes.
Therefore, he traveled to the east to see Ojukwu.
At the risk of his life. At the risk of his personal life. Why? Before declaring Eastern Region the Republic of Biafra, Ojukwu and his cabinet had thought deep that they must extract all non-Easterners out of the region. So Ojukwu made a broadcast, more or less a decree, that non-Easterners get out of this region within so date. Whether you are working with Nigerian Railways, Post Office, or you are a suya, or seller, buyer, private individual, out. Bankers, whatever national you say you are working in Eastern region. So he pushed everybody out. By the time he finished that, Eastern region could relatively be said to be free of non-Easterners.
And this was when Soyinka wanted to plunge in.
And that is when he went, alone. He left his School of Drama, now called the Department of Theatre House, University of Ibadan, where he was the head. Drove to Lagos, spent a night, went to Benin, spent a night, and went to Enugu, all alone. Lonely road, which you could say was studied with dynamite.
If you want to read Soyinka's story, get his book, You Must Set Forth at Dawn. He explained his action here.
Thank you. So, getting to Enugu, you've read the part now, the portion where he met with Ojukwu and they had the discussion.
He also met with Victor Banjo.
Oh, because Victor Banjo was if with all respect, equal of Professor Wole Soyinka in academics. And Banjo was also a nationalist. Otherwise, he had every chance to escape from the clause Ojukwu had put him in.
But again, he also placed himself in certain confusion. What was his agenda? His agenda was different from Ojukwu's agenda.
Ojukwu, note, had always been ambitious. 1. 2, Ojukwu did not regard Yakubu Gowon as his mate. 3, Ojukwu wanted Gowon or the federal military government to tell us exactly what happened in Ibadan on the night of dawn of January 15, 1966. The same government house at Agodi. Incidentally, I was there last night. But
Gowon did tell him at a Aburi conference. They even said, okay, we'll show you where they were buried.
What led to that? Treachery. Deceit. Because however modern intelligence grows today, it started from somewhere. General Ironsi had notice of an impending counter-coup. Part of his agenda of meeting the traditional rulers in the north, east, midwest, then finally western region, where the helicopter will pick him up in the morning of January 15, 1966, was the dinner the previous night on the Western House lawns. And repeatedly he was asking the meeting governor of Western Region, Fajuyi, Francis, are you sure I'm safe? Because he wanted to leave that night. He had got information, intelligence report. And Fajuyi, in all innocence, said, sir, you are more than safe.
The biggest thing that happened to Nigeria citizens is because most of them don't have access to history. Even at this modern age where they have their smartphone, they cannot even do research and know. They don't hear somebody say and you see that person start saying, and I tell you check and I check bill, and I check bill. If you see them, they go to talk waiting they don't know. History where they deny you for school, now be the problem where you get. For those who even agree to go to school, for those who don't have the privilege to go to school, the history is the biggest problem that all of us have. Even to this modern world, you cannot sit down and take your phone and do research, get information from many sources and know, this is what actually happened. You don't hear them. Say the person will read that letter, give Gowan, na person from Benin. You don't hear them. So Igbos never be against of people for any reason. So for the good Benis who are living with Igbos, I acknowledge you to keep living with the good Igbos you are living with and leave all this social media war that is going on. Leave all this is the only thing that I'm going to advise everyone. Benin people are the best friend I ever have. Yes, anywhere I go, they are my best friend that I ever have. But you see these people who sit on social media, who I call them people, unfortunate people who manage to get to Europe. That is what I call them. And start getting other tribe. Please avoid those people. We will, no matter what, we will never hurt you people. We are the Igbos. We are blessed to love. We are not blessed to hate. Okay, my people, now so it be. I better share the video as it take be.